lately I have had a lot of requests for marketing strategy, and a big component of that is the competitor analysis. And a lot of people have asked me, what does that actually mean when we say that we're analyzing our competitors? So I wanted to break that down into the components that we're looking at. The purpose of the competitor analysis is to see what other people are doing well and then where they're falling short so we can fill in the gaps. A competitor analysis for the purposes of content marketing looks at several things. The first thing I look at is visuals and branding. So you have just a couple of seconds for a user to land on your page for them to form an opinion. I think it's like less than a second or something. It's really fast. So I'm noting my first impression of this competitor when I go on their website. Is their brand consistent? Do I trust them? Is everything clean? Is it easy to understand the flow? Can I find what I need easily? If there are any barriers here, it's not only going to affect customer trust, but it's also going to damage their authority. And I'm also looking for things that they're doing well, right? So are their visuals really cool? Do they make custom visuals for every post? That's something I need to know. So maybe I can do my own version of that. The second thing I look at is posting frequency. How often are they posting a blog on their website? And this is important because we can get a good glimpse of how often people are working on their content. How important is content strategy to your competitor really? And you'd be very surprised. Sometimes large enterprise companies only put a blog out once every quarter, and it's not even a very good blog. And then sometimes small businesses are cranking them out every week, 500 words, no matter what, rain and shine. And again, we're looking at posting frequency to get an idea of what other people are doing in your industry. That doesn't mean you have to copy them, and we should never copy people in the world of content marketing. That's bad. But the purpose here is to see what they're doing and decide if that's for you or if you want to go in a different direction. It's all about awareness. The third thing I'm looking at is word count. So this is somewhat similar to posting frequency in that I want to get a feel for what other people are doing. So are they posting really short 500 word pieces, or are they posting just really long Neil Patel style, like 3,000 word guides? There's a big difference between those two types of content, right? I'm not saying one's better than the other, but they're going to be viewed differently by their readers as well as search engines. The last thing we look for is level of engagement. How are people reacting to these posts? It doesn't matter if you make this really long, badass post if nobody looks at it, nobody cares about it, right? We want people to engage with that content. And I'm looking at two things here. The first one is number of social shares. So have a lot of people shared this on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever? Is it shareable? Is it so good that the readers feel compelled to share that information with their own network? The last thing I look at is comments. And comments are important because they show how engaged people are on the actual site. It's also good because you can see what people are saying or discussing around that certain topic. So if you have a competitor who has a high level of engagement with their content, that might be your cue to say, I need to dissect this post because it's doing well. What are they doing well? What components or approaches can I emulate with my own content? So again, competitor analyses are pretty much whatever you make them out to be. The purpose is to see what other people are doing and how it affects what you're doing, right? And it's not to say that we're copying their strategy, but we're getting an idea or a feel for what works, and maybe, ooh, yeah, that doesn't work so well, and adjusting our approach accordingly. So if you get really bored this week, feel free to go look at your competitor's website, and I'm sure you'll find some pretty interesting insights. So until next week, keep writing.